Hey there, I'm Bradley Hubbard, and in this video I'm going to show you how to quickly get started with Notion. Whether you're brand new or looking for a refresher, by the end of this video you're going to know how to create a page, use pre-built templates, and basically just navigate and keep on going. If you're excited to start using Notion, click that like button and hit subscribe for some quick and easy Notion tips. Let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do to get started in Notion, and before we can build our Jam dashboard like we have here, well, we actually have to create an account. And one of the cool things about Notion is you can have specific workspaces for different things. So if you have multiple accounts, you can have a different account as well, but the workspace is what separates your organization. So you really only need to get one account. But for us, we're going to go ahead and put in a separate account and create one so you can see how it is. There'll be a sign-up code directly in my email to go ahead and create this account, which I'll do that right now. And when we put that in, it'll go ahead and create us an account. I'm not going to choose to save right now, but we'll go through the standard process of picking a profile picture, pull that over here on the other side, call ourselves Brad, and we'll set a password. Hi, I'm a password. And we'll agree to Notion marketing because we like Notion, see what's going on new. So I'm not going to save that again, and I'm going to go ahead and create a workspace. Once you create that workspace, you're going to be asked whether it's for personal, team, or for school use. For us right now, we're getting started, so we're going to do it for personal use. And just to go quick, I'm going to say that this is for career building. And it's going to go ahead and do whatever it's going to do in the background. Once it gets done, we're going to be presented with a getting started page. And the cool thing about this is you're ready to go. You can use everything that you need that I have. Everybody else has the same starting features, so if you want to get right to it, well, just read this and follow along. But for us, we're going to do a little tour of the workspace so you know what you're looking at. Before we get into any of the editing features, it helps to know what I'm talking about. So getting right onto it, right from the left you'll see that this page is highlighted. That's the page that we're on, and this section is called the sidebar. Currently you only have a private section because you haven't shared that with somebody, you haven't invited anybody to your team, you haven't created or expanded your workspace. So it's going to be this blank page. And the idea is in Notion, everything that you see, Ivan Zhao actually wanted to create a software like paper. So like you're seeing here, if you could put checkboxes on this paper with a click of a button, that's kind of how you should think about Notion, because everything is designed to be as freeform as a piece of paper. If you have a blueprint, you can create a skyscraper, but you can also use sticky notes to just capture an idea. So when we're looking at it, that sidebar is very similar to your table of contents. You can close it, you can pull it back open so it stays locked, but that's where you're going to navigate and get to your pages as quick as you possibly can. Within here we have multiple workspaces. So if you had a workspace specifically for work and your team, you'd be able to share that with other people or create a different workspace for your own resources. Or if you had a personal space, you would be able to separate your organization between major categories of your life. Or if you had a business workspace, somebody could invite you to that workspace and you'd still have your own personal workspace. You would find that in the top left. Moving down, well, as I mentioned, we only have a private space right now. If we wanted to create a new section, you can go ahead and create. For now, we're not going to go through the team spaces because that's part of working with a team, and this is just to get started yourself. But if you wanted to create a team space, you go into your settings, click team space, and then click new team space. I'm not going to show you how that works. There's a whole video on that. Feel free to click that right here. So moving it on, you saw that the settings were right here. You can also go to the settings up top and click the settings button right there. That's basically the navigation. We have the sidebar, and if we were to share somebody instead of private, we would see a separate section called shared. That's basically all the pages that we're a guest of. Anybody that's shared that with us, we'd be able to see that right there in its own section. And the last section that you're going to care about as a personal user is the favorites section. When you click that star in the top right, whatever you put over there is going to go to the top of that sidebar so you can see it wherever you are. One cool thing about the sidebar is you can go into sub-pages, and that kind of gets us into the actual editing features of Notion. Once we have a page created, it's essentially able to expand infinitely, where if we add pages to a page, that creates a sub-page. If you want to add text to it, that just adds text right onto that main page. You're not going to see that over here. So now that you know what a page is, let's talk about how we get information onto a page and manipulate it once it's there. So everything inside a Notion is called a block. A page is considered a block, text is considered a block, and you can kind of see here that there's this 6-dot icon to the left of every block. If I drag that around, I can essentially reorganize those blocks and put that wherever I want. So when this is a block as well, this is a block as well, this is also a block, you can manipulate those and move those around in a different format. Similar to building a home, if you put two pieces of wood next to each other, that has a specific function. But if you put some wood next to some screws and you put some drywall on it, well, now you have a whole furnished building. And that's essentially what you can do for your own digital workspace, where if you just want text, put it there, but if you want to decorate it, put some stuff on the walls, images and pictures of your family, well, you can do the same thing inside your digital workspace. But how do we do that? Again, anything can be manipulated inside Notion. To start using it, you literally just start typing. And that's going to start creating a text block, as you can see here. Click anywhere and start typing. We've done that one, so I'm going to go ahead and check it off. Very simple. So if we start typing, we get our very first type of block. That's a text block, and if you have a basic note, you can click New Page and say Basic Note. And just start typing. This is my note. So whatever comes to you, if you have it on your phone, you can create simple quick action buttons to capture a note immediately. And this is the quickest way to get something out of your mind and start using basic text editing features. I'm going to go ahead and delete this page right here. Delete right there. Getting back to our getting started. So the next one is where most of the function comes from Notion, because rather than text, we have a whole bunch of different blocks to customize our workspace. So we hit slash command, it brings up the entire block menu. You have text, pages, to-dos, headings, tables, basic tables like an Excel sheet with cells, callouts, dividers, a whole bunch of different stuff that if you're interested in, there is a deep dive into block management video right here. So as we go down, you'll see different types of content, headers, videos, subpages. So when we're doing that, if we create a new page block, that creates a new page for us to edit deeper. And you can already start to see that if you have a specific application like this and you wanted to create a subpage of how to navigate this particular system, you would be able to click slash page and then add information, instructions about applications, and then start adding information directly to this page. Pretty simple. The blocks go for quite some depth. If you look here, it kind of just keeps on going. So get used to it, play around with it. The more you use it, you'll start to get a feel for what blocks do what. Some of these are very similar. For example, H2 heading 2 versus H3 heading 3. It's very similar. It's just text in a different size. So you can play around with that and really customize it how you like, rather than going up to Microsoft Word and clicking 14. No, I actually wanted 15. It's set at 12, 18, or 24, whatever they actually are. So that's how you create blocks with that slash command. To edit text, it's very simple. Just highlight it and you get a basic editing menu where if you can bold it, underline it, italics, strike through, you can even turn it into code, turn it into an equation block. That's a little bit further than we care about right here. So you can edit it how you like. You can also change the color if you want to update it to any of the standard Notion colors. Colors up top are basic text colors. Colors down bottom are background, and you can't use the same color at the same time. So as you can see, it's very easy to edit the text in a way that makes it what you're looking for stand out, and the colors do look very good when you're bolding. Things just stand out a little bit better. So we understand text editing. We talked a little bit about the block menu, but as you can see, if you want a little bit more in-depth function, that's where you find the menu. That 6-dot icon to the left, feel free to click it and you'll bring up the standard menu icon, or the standard menu options. Going through this, you have a standard comment if you want to leave yourself a comment or tag somebody else. You have Ask AI, delete, duplicate, turn into, and if you understand the block features, turning into is a very powerful function, because if I have a basic text right here, basic text, and I want to turn this into a different block format, I can click that 6 dot icon, click turn into, and let's go ahead and turn it into a heading. You saw that it changed directly to a heading. Turn it into heading 1, it's the same thing. So that original block maintained its value, it was just turned into a different block. Watch it how it works with a toggle list. Maintained that basic text, it just turned it into a toggle list. So I'm going to delete that, and you can play around with that when you get inside. To create a new page, up here on the top, you just click create a new page. And using the sidebar, it's going to pop it over to that private section as a new page. When we edit the title, it edits in the sidebar as well. Very simple. So clicking on that, we also have a calendar over here. Notion is linked up to Google Calendar, where any database or any event that you have can all sync to Notion's calendar. See it all in one place. It has like a built-in Calendly feature where you can send somebody a link and it joins directly onto your Google Calendar. So there's a whole lot of functionality built into that. And if you didn't know, Notion Mail is right around the corner as well. Can't wait to see what that does. So clicking on that. AI, that's a little bit past this because you're going to need to get started to use that. And the last thing that we're going to end off with are pre-built templates. What I have inside my Notion workspace took quite some time to build. A template is basically a pre-built app where if somebody built something like my monster personal dashboard over here with tasks to run my life, documents to find all the information I need, projects, team members, performance, meetings, I got content on here too. It's all from a single spot. So if you wanted to use something like this, well, you kind of have to build it yourself, or they have pre-built templates from the Notion community where you can come over here and search by life, work, or school. So whatever you're looking for, you can kind of find it right here. So topics tracker, and if we find my topics tracker right there, it looks free. We'll go ahead and view that template and download it right away. So if you go into it, click 0. It's a free template, so you don't really have to pay anything. Maybe look at that, you got your template. And when you click duplicate, it's going to duplicate into your workspace. So start with this template, and it's going to allow you to click where you want it. We currently only have one workspace, so it's only going to go to that workspace. But if you had multiple workspaces for your team, for yourself, or for your home, however you decide to organize it, you'd be able to decide where you wanted to duplicate that and put it right there. So now that we duplicated somebody else's functionality, we have a topics tracker where any notes that we want to add to it, say that we're talking about health, we can go directly into the health, and because it's pre-built, we just start talking about my health. My health is okay, but I could be running more. And you can start to see the functionality as you build this out and combine it with other things. You get to have a very powerful personalized organization system just for yourself. So pre-built templates, there are a lot of functionality in there, but I would definitely suggest getting started, getting a feel for it, watching the other tutorials on how to actually navigate and use this to the fullest extent. This is just your quick start guide, going through all the stuff that you really need to get started. Start playing around. It is a sandbox and it's yours to use. So the last thing that I want to show you is if you are confused, there is a lot here. This is an entire ecosystem of function that you're going to have to get used to. Cool thing is you only need to learn it once though, and if you have any trouble, Notion's help team is pretty powerful, and the community is one of the most helpful communities I've ever seen. Cool thing about this community is if you're in here, you got into this because you're into a productivity app. So join any of the communities and you'll probably find the help that you're looking for. And as you see in the help section over here, you can go directly to the documentation, message support, or view the favorite shortcuts that everybody loves. Save time everywhere you go. So if you have any questions on how to get started, it's all right here. We have plenty of resources around the community, and if you drop a comment, I'll answer that right away. So drop that comment, hit that like button, and subscribe. We have a whole lot more coming to you. Glad to have you in here with me. Let's do this.